Right now, there is a gentle presence guiding you, a quiet, comforting voice that softly calls you toward greater peace and fulfillment. No matter what has happened in your past or what worries fill your mind, this divine guidance remains patiently by your side, ready to help you find balance and self-compassion. You may have felt it in the stillness of a long walk, in the simple delight of a child's laughter, or in those fleeting moments when your intuition nudged you to turn left instead of right, and everything lined up perfectly afterward. It's not loud or demanding. It doesn't insist that you listen. Instead, it waits for you to pause, to look inward, and to recognize its loving whisper. Yet in the rush of modern life, where goals, tasks, and countless distractions spin around us, it's easy to overlook this subtle voice. We might believe we're alone, forging our path in isolation, without realizing that a supportive divine presence is guiding our every step. Perhaps you've questioned whether the guiding hand of a higher power truly exists, or wondered if it's just your imagination wishing for answers. The truth is more profound and comforting. You are never alone, and this universal love is nearer to you than your next breath. In the next few moments, we'll explore how you can tune into this presence by nurturing a strong relationship with yourself and the world around you. Sometimes, to hear the delicate call of the divine, we must first clear the static in our own mind. That static comes from self-doubt, unresolved emotional pain, and a lack of self-compassion. By addressing these barriers, we remove obstacles that stand between us and the flowing, guiding wisdom that's always available. Many spiritual teachers and modern wellness approaches point us toward self-love, gratitude, forgiveness, and moments of stillness. But this isn't just airy philosophy. It's your personal roadmap for a more peaceful, fulfilling life. When you practice these principles regularly, you create a receptive inner space. And in that space, you'll discover that God speaks through your mind, gently illuminating your path, reassuring you that each detour or challenge is part of a larger, benevolent design. Over the course of this journey, you'll learn how to hear those divine messages in ways that resonate deeply. You'll understand why dedicating time to quiet reflection, or even something as simple as keeping a gratitude list, can open your heart to an abundant stream of wisdom and comfort. You'll see how self-love can transform your inner dialogue into one of kindness and acceptance, allowing deeper guidance to emerge. With each section we explore, let your heart remain open. Consider each practice as a gift you offer yourself, a gentle invitation to hear the soft whisper of infinite love. Soon, you'll realize that what seemed like a distant voice was actually part of you all along. And by the end of this conversation, you'll feel more equipped to welcome that guidance and to move forward in life with confidence, serenity, and an unwavering sense of being cherished by something far greater than you can imagine. There's a tender voice echoing within you, a humble presence that doesn't announce itself with trumpets or lightning bolts. Instead, it tugs gently at your heartstrings, nudging you to notice the subtle patterns and coincidences in your daily life. Perhaps you've seen a certain number repeated on every clock you check. Or maybe a stranger's kind words arrived just when you needed reassurance. Some call these coincidences synchronicities, yet deep down, you sense they're more than random events. This subtle guidance doesn't always come in words. It might appear as an instinct to reach out to a friend who's been on your mind, only to find they desperately needed your support. Or maybe it's that nagging feeling that it's time to step away from a draining situation. Then a door of opportunity opens somewhere else. When you learn to trust these moments, you begin to see that you are in constant communication with a loving force. Understand that this loving presence patiently waits for you to slow down, to become still enough to receive. If your mind is filled with swirling to-do lists, looming worries, or negative self-criticism, you may miss the signs entirely. But the moment you pause and set an intention to listen, the pathways of communication open up. In that deliberate stillness, you might feel a wave of peace wash over you, or you might sense clarity about an important decision. To welcome these whispers, practice telling yourself each morning, "I am open to divine guidance today." This gentle statement doesn't force anything. It simply declares your willingness to hear. As you go through your day, remain alert to intuitive prompts, or what some might call little miracles. Notice even the smallest blessings, like finding the perfect parking space or receiving unexpected help. These moments, although tiny on the surface, often signify that a higher power is weaving support into every corner of your life. One helpful technique is to keep a small divine signals journal. Anytime you experience a hunch, a synchronicity, or a moment that feels orchestrated by grace, jot it down. Over time, you'll gather evidence of this loving communication, reinforcing your faith that you're never really alone. This practice also strengthens your sensitivity, training you to distinguish between random thoughts and genuine messages from your deepest self. Remember, the guidance you seek is always benevolent. It leads you not into fear or confusion, but toward growth, compassion, and peace. If a message makes you feel unworthy or anxious, it is not from love. True divine whisperings encourage you to trust yourself and to show kindness to others, gently steering you away from situations or beliefs that no longer serve your highest good. Affirm now in a soft voice, "I am willing to hear the guidance that has always been here." Let this affirmation settle into your heart as you move forward. In the next section, we'll explore how embracing self-love can quiet the critical noise of self-judgment, making these gentle whispers of divine wisdom even clearer. When you choose to treat yourself with compassion and tenderness, you create the perfect environment for divine guidance to flourish. It's like clearing the static on a radio station. Suddenly you catch every note, every lyric, every gentle hum of insight. Self-love isn't an ego-driven exercise, but rather an acknowledgement that you, as a creation of love, deserve kindness, patience, and understanding. Too often we carry outdated self-judgments, echoes from our past where someone may have spoken harsh words or convinced us that we aren't enough. These echoes form thought patterns that swirl in our minds and drown out the delicate voice of wisdom. But the moment we decide to shift this energy, we set a powerful precedent. We no longer allow negativity to rule our inner world. A simple yet transformative tool is mirror work. Each morning, stand before your mirror, look into your own eyes, and speak words of compassion as though addressing your best friend. You might say, "I love you. I accept you. You are worthy of all good things." At first, it might feel awkward. Doubts may arise. Am I just pretending? Does this really work? Stick with it anyway. Over time, you'll notice the harsh criticisms and insecurities losing their grip on your mind. Self-love also thrives when you practice daily journaling. take a few moments each day to write down your feelings, your worries, and your hopes. Imagine you're having a heart-to-heart talk with the most loving presence you can conceive. Allow whatever arises to flow onto the page. This act of self-expression cleanses your mind of pent-up tension, making room for intuitive wisdom to surface. And don't underestimate the subtle power of celebrating your smallest victories. Sometimes you might feel compelled to dismiss your own accomplishments. That was no big deal, or anyone could do that. But by discounting your efforts, you send a message to yourself that you're undeserving of praise. Instead, pause to acknowledge each step forward, no matter how tiny. You'll notice that positive self-recognition fuels your desire to grow and heed your intuition. As your self-love deepens, you'll find it easier to differentiate between the voice of fear and the voice of God within. The fearful voice often criticizes and belittles. It warns you not to dare too greatly, not to love too deeply. The divine voice is different. It's patient, soothing, and leads you to decisions that expand your sense of peace and connection. Through self-love, you train your mind to let go of internal clutter and invite in the soft, guiding presence that has always longed to embrace you. Let's affirm together. I love and approve of myself. My heart is open to receive divine insight. Feel these words resonate in your body. As you keep choosing self-love daily, that loving insight will become your trusted companion. In our next section, we'll discover how this guidance extends into the realm of emotional and physical healing, showing you that true restoration comes from within. Imagine your mind as a tender gardener, carefully tending to each thought and emotion. When your inner garden is littered with unresolved anger, guilt, or sadness, it can be challenging for new seeds of hope and guidance to flourish. In such an environment, the voice of the divine becomes muffled by the thorns of doubt and pain. But when you tend to these emotional weeds, something remarkable happens. You open a clear channel through which divine healing flows, gently revitalizing every corner of your life. This healing isn't always dramatic or swift. Sometimes it's a subtle release, feeling a weight lift off your chest when you finally forgive someone who hurt you. Other times, it's an energized moment of clarity when you realize that your past does not define your future. One of the most powerful revelations you can experience is recognizing that your emotional well-being directly influences your physical health. While medical treatments and professional support are essential at times, remember that you hold a significant key to your own healing through self-awareness and a willingness to let go of harmful thought patterns. Emotional blocks can manifest in numerous ways, like chronic fatigue, unexplained aches, or frequent stress headaches. These symptoms might be your body's gentle signal that something within you longs for attention and release. By inviting divine guidance into your healing process, you allow a higher perspective to shine light into these shadowy places, showing you where your energy is stuck and how to lovingly set it free. One technique to facilitate this release is a brief breathing practice. Close your eyes, take a deep breath, and focus on the area in your body that feels tense or uncomfortable. Imagine a soothing, radiant light entering as you inhale, traveling to that exact spot. As you exhale, picture any pain, stress, or unresolved emotions dissolving into the light. Repeat this cycle, all the while reminding yourself, I am open to healing. I welcome the flow of divine love to restore every part of me. Over time, you'll find that this quiet acceptance of divine support fosters a profound inner transformation. The process may encourage you to re-examine old hurts and memories, this time from a place of love rather than judgment. Let compassion guide you as you reclaim the parts of yourself that you once deemed unworthy. As you do this, you'll become more sensitive to the spiritual nudges that point you toward wholeness. The more you heal, the more clearly you can hear the divine whisper that has never stopped calling you to peace. Healing is not a destination, but an ongoing journey, one that deepens your connection to your own soul and to the highest love that animates all things. Each time you release a burden, you clear a path for greater guidance and new possibilities. Now affirm this loving truth. I am worthy of complete healing, and I embrace the divine power within me. Allow this statement to reassure you, knowing that as you heal, you create a sacred space where divine communication can flourish. In our next section, we will explore the transformative language of gratitude, a practice that not only nurtures your spirit, but also strengthens your bond with this guiding presence. Gratitude is the conversation of the heart. Every time you pause to appreciate the blessings that surround you, no matter how modest or grand, you send a radiant signal to the divine. I recognize your presence in my life. This recognition is like an open invitation, encouraging the flow of even more guidance, abundance, and love. But how exactly does gratitude help you hear the guiding voice more clearly? Think of gratitude as a powerful lens, helping you perceive the goodness that already exists in your world. When you focus on what you're thankful for, you naturally shift away from thoughts of fear, worry, or lack. And when you stop feeding fear, it loses its power to dominate your mind. The resulting calm creates a perfect atmosphere for wisdom and inspiration to arise. A simple yet transformative habit is to keep a gratitude journal. Each day, write down at least 3 things you appreciate. They could be as simple as a comfortable pillow, the warmth of the sun, or a meaningful conversation with a loved one. Over time, you'll notice your lists growing longer and more detailed. This happens because your mind, now attuned to seeking joy, becomes better at spotting the little miracles in everyday life. In moments of stress or confusion, turning your attention to gratitude can instantly diffuse negative energy. Suppose you're facing a challenging situation. Maybe you're uncertain about a job opportunity or feeling tension in a relationship. Before making any decisions, take a moment to breathe and reflect on what you do have: a supportive friend, the skill set you've developed, or simply the determination to see things through. Recognizing these blessings can bring a refreshing sense of clarity, making it easier to discern the subtle hints that God might be whispering to you. At times, it might feel challenging to find reasons for gratitude, especially when life presents hardship. Yet it's often during these difficult periods that gratitude becomes the most powerful. When you can look beyond the immediate discomfort and trust that each experience can guide you to greater wisdom, you affirm your resilience and unwavering faith in a compassionate universe. This trust amplifies your ability to receive messages from the divine. Let's solidify this mindset with a simple affirmation. My heart is open, and I give thanks for all that I have and all that I am becoming. Notice how these words instantly soften your perspective. drawing your attention to the positive aspects of your journey. As you cultivate this thankfulness, you nurture a deeper bond with the guiding force that weaves through every moment. You'll soon discover that gratitude is not merely a pleasant emotion. It's a magnetic energy that draws in more goodness and clarity. And when that clarity arrives, you'll be better prepared to release any lingering doubts or fears. In our next section, we'll delve into how surrendering fear and doubt removes one of the biggest barriers to divine guidance, making space for a more harmonious and expansive life. Fear and doubt often creep into our minds, creating turmoil that can overshadow the gentle voice of divine direction. These emotions aren't enemies in the strictest sense. Sometimes they alert us to real dangers or signal areas in need of healing. However, when they evolve into chronic mindsets, whispering that you're not good enough or that everything will inevitably go wrong, they become barriers that cut you off from the loving assurance flowing within. When fear tightens its grip, it's like standing in a dark room, unable to see the door right behind you. The door is there, leading to peace and resolution, but fear makes it difficult to believe in its existence. Doubt often follows, casting a shadow over the bright possibilities that await you on the other side. The first step to overcoming this limiting cycle is recognizing that fear and doubt, while they may feel overwhelming, are not as powerful as your faith and inner light. You can practice a mindful approach to these emotions. The next time a wave of anxiety or uncertainty arises, pause. Take a deep breath and gently label the feeling. This is fear, or this is doubt, without criticizing yourself for experiencing it. Awareness is liberating. By naming the emotion, you create a space between it and your true self. In that space, you can invoke an inner dialogue. I see you, fear, but I also know you are not my whole truth. I choose to remember a deeper wisdom guiding me forward. Another powerful exercise involves visualization. Close your eyes and imagine a warm, illuminating light enveloping your body, like a gentle blanket of reassurance. With every inhale, breathe in comfort, and with every exhale, release a piece of your worry. You can mentally repeat, I release fear, I welcome faith. As you do this, visualize the tension dissolving into the light. This practice not only calms your mind, but also reaffirms that you're supported by an unshakable, loving presence. In many ways, life invites you to trade the illusion of control for the reality of divine guidance. Sometimes, we hold on to fear and doubt because they're familiar. We think that worrying about potential problems might help us avoid them. In truth, chronic worry can blind us to the creative solutions or opportunities that divine wisdom places in our path. By surrendering these restrictive emotions, you open yourself to a flow of ideas, people, and circumstances that uplift you. Let's affirm, I let go of fear and doubt, trusting that each moment guides me to my highest good. Breathe this in and allow a sense of relief to settle over you. It's in that relief, where tension melts away, that the gentle voice of love becomes undeniably clear. Now that we've addressed the inner saboteurs of fear and doubt, we're ready to cultivate a deeper sense of calm, where divine wisdom can flourish. In the next section, we'll discover the power of quieting the mind, stepping into that inner sanctuary where you can hear the sacred truth that's always speaking to you. In the bustling noise of daily life, silence can seem elusive. Responsibilities, electronic notifications, and the never-ending hum of social demands fill our days. Yet beyond the chaos lies a sanctuary of stillness that beckons you inward. In that quiet space, the gentle presence of the divine emerges like a soft beam of morning light through a dense forest. To truly hear its guidance, you must learn to welcome silence not as emptiness, but as a sacred interval ripe with possibility. Consider starting your day with a brief moment of calm. When you wake, instead of immediately checking your phone or diving into the day's tasks, take just a few minutes to breathe deeply in silence. Allow your thoughts to wander as they wish, observing them without judgment. If a pressing worry pops up, acknowledge it and let it go, like a cloud drifting across a clear sky. In this practice, you're sending a clear message to your mind and spirit. I choose peace. I invite guidance. Regular meditation can be incredibly powerful, but it's not the only path. Maybe you find serenity in a quiet walk through nature. Perhaps you prefer softly playing instrumental music while focusing on your breath. The method isn't as crucial as the intention behind it. By deliberately seeking stillness, you train your mind to pause between thoughts, and that pause is where divine wisdom often slips through, like a small note slid under a door, waiting for you to pick it up and read its gentle encouragement. If you struggle with a restless mind, try a simple grounding technique. Close your eyes and place your hand over your heart. Breathe slowly, feeling the rhythm of your heartbeat. With each inhale, mentally repeat, I am here. With each exhale, affirm, I am safe. This calm repetition grounds you in the present moment, reminding you that you're supported by a love that transcends your everyday concerns. Once you've tasted this inner stillness, you may notice that you can tap into it even amid chaos. For instance, if you're stuck in traffic or navigating a busy work environment, you can mentally step back for just a few seconds, tuning into your breath and recalling the peace you found earlier. This micro practice strengthens your trust that divine guidance is never far away. Let's affirm, in the stillness, I hear the gentle voice that guides me. Trust these words to anchor you. As you cultivate inner silence, you'll become more attuned to the whispers and nudges, the hunches and signs that appear in your path. Armed with this calm awareness, you are now ready to explore a powerful method of aligning your thoughts with that loving presence. In the next section, we'll delve into the practice of affirmations, positive statements that echo the divine truth about who you are and who you can become. Affirmations are like gentle reminders from the deepest well of truth within you. They are succinct, positive statements that reflect the highest vision you hold for yourself and your life. When spoken, written, or thought consistently, affirmations begin to rewire your mental landscape, dissolving limiting beliefs and creating fertile ground for divine insight. It's as though you're aligning each thought with the loving energy that flows from a higher source. Think of affirmations as seeds. You plant them in the garden of your mind, and with consistent watering and sunlight, your daily repetition and faith, they germinate into fresh perspectives and healthier self-talk. Over time, you'll find that the negative chatter in your mind gradually becomes quieter, replaced by a confident, nurturing inner voice. When crafting affirmations, be sure they resonate with the truth of what you wish to experience. For example, if you long to feel more connected to divine guidance, A potent affirmation might be, I am in harmony with the wisdom of the universe, and I trust each step of my path. Notice how this statement affirms both your harmony with a greater force and your trust in the unfolding of your journey. Repetition is key. It's often suggested to recite your affirmations in the morning, before bed, or anytime you catch yourself spiraling into negative thinking. By capturing these moments and reshaping them with positive words, you reshape your mental habits. An additional technique is to write your affirmations on sticky notes and place them where you'll see them regularly, on your bathroom mirror, next to your computer, or on the fridge. Each glance becomes a subtle reminder of your highest intentions. Some people worry about feeling disingenuous when they first use affirmations, especially if they don't yet believe the words they're saying. But remember, affirmations aren't about denying your current reality or pretending everything is perfect. They're gentle invitations for your mind and spirit to grow into a new understanding of what's possible. If you repeat them with sincerity and openness, you gradually move closer to embodying their meaning. You might also integrate affirmations into moments of stillness or meditation. As you settle into a calm state, silently repeat your chosen affirmation. Let it rise and fall with your breath, almost like a mantra. You'll discover that in these tranquil moments, the words take on a deeper resonance, connecting your conscious mind with the vast reservoir of divine love within you. Let's affirm together. My thoughts align with infinite love and truth, and I am guided at every moment. Feel these words settle into the core of your being, warming you from the inside out. Trust that, with practice, your self-talk will become an ally rather than a critic. Now that we've explored how affirmations can shape your inner dialogue, we'll turn to an essential piece of spiritual growth, heart-centered forgiveness. In our next section, we'll see how releasing resentment and hurt not only frees your soul, but also strengthens your connection to that gentle, guiding voice. Forgiveness can feel like an intimidating word, especially when memories of deep hurt or betrayal are involved. Yet forgiveness isn't about excusing harmful behavior or pretending that pain never happened. It's about setting yourself free, liberating your heart from the chains of resentment that weigh you down. And in that freedom, divine guidance can flow more freely, unhindered by old emotional blockages. When you hold on to grudges, it's as though you're gripping hot coals, hoping your anger will burn the one who wronged you. But in reality, you're the one who ends up feeling the pain. Forgiveness gently opens your hand, allowing those scorching embers to fall away. The result is a profound relief that makes space for clarity and wisdom. Begin by acknowledging the hurt. Pretending it doesn't exist only buries the wound deeper, where it can fester into bitterness or despair. Instead, validate your feelings. Yes, I was hurt. Yes, this was painful. In doing so, you honor your human experience. Then invite a higher perspective into the picture. I am willing to see this situation through eyes of compassion and release. This willingness is the key that unlocks the door to forgiveness. You might find a simple exercise helpful. Close your eyes and envision the person or situation that caused you pain. See yourself standing at a safe distance, surrounded by a soft, protective light. Silently say whatever you need to say. Express your sadness, anger, or disappointment without holding back. Then, imagine pouring a gentle stream of healing light over the entire scene. As this light washes over both you and the other party, repeat, I release this burden and call back my peace. Remember, forgiveness is not a one-time event. It's often a process. You may feel the weight lift slightly one day, only for an old memory to resurface later. Each time this happens, reaffirm your choice to forgive, understanding that you're not condoning the hurtful act, but freeing yourself from perpetuating the suffering. As you make forgiveness a consistent practice, notice the subtle shift in your energy. A softness replaces anger. Curiosity about life replaces lingering bitterness. This emotional openness is precisely the fertile ground where divine whispers thrive. When your heart is no longer clouded by resentment, you become more sensitive to gentle nudges that lead you toward greater harmony and happiness. Affirm with conviction, I choose forgiveness to free my heart, and I welcome peaceful guidance into my life. Let this statement echo in your mind and settle into your spirit. Embrace the calm that flows in, knowing you have taken a courageous step toward healing. We have traveled through self-love, healing, gratitude, surrender, stillness, affirmations, and forgiveness. These practices prepare you to receive divine guidance in every facet of life. In our final section, let us gather the wisdom we've gleaned, merging it into a joyful vision of hope and transformation that awaits you every single day. You have embarked on a heartfelt journey into the subtle ways that God speaks through your mind, offering guidance and solace in every step you take. Together, we've uncovered how self-love clears your mental landscape of critical chatter, how healing unresolved emotions opens you to deeper insights, and how cultivating gratitude, surrendering fear, and practicing forgiveness build an unshakable foundation of peace. Along the way, you've discovered the transformative power of affirmations, those gentle yet potent reminders that you are capable of changing your inner dialogue. By consciously choosing statements of love and acceptance, you invite a divine light to shine upon the stories and beliefs you once believed were fixed. And when you step into moments of stillness, allowing the pace of life to slow, you discover that guidance has been with you all along, whispering subtle hints through intuition, synchronicities, and the quiet yearnings of your heart. It might have felt like an uphill climb at times, especially when confronting old wounds or beliefs that no longer serve you. But remember, the divine presence guiding you is infinitely patient and compassionate. Every time you stumble or slip back into fear, you have the chance to pause, breathe, and gently realign with that loving frequency. This isn't about living a perfect life free of challenges. It's about facing those challenges with an awareness that you are never truly alone. Now consider how you might integrate these teachings into your daily routine. Could you spend a few minutes in the morning practicing mirror work? Maybe you'll start a gratitude journal, or remind yourself to repeat a calming affirmation when stress creeps in. You could even do a brief forgiveness visualization every week, scanning your heart for any lingering resentments. Each of these steps, no matter how small, represents an act of self-care and a gesture of faith that divine wisdom is at your side. Ultimately, the voice of God does not shout or demand your attention. It beckons you kindly, waiting for you to notice the gentle flutter of guidance in your mind and heart. As you continue to cultivate self-love, release emotional burdens, and express daily thankfulness, you become more attuned to that voice. The result is a life steered by compassion and hope, a life where each twist and turn can be approached not with dread, but with a quiet confidence that you are being led to experiences that spark growth and joy. Let us close with one final affirmation. I open my mind and heart to the ever-present wisdom that lovingly guides my life. Speak these words slowly, allowing each syllable to resonate with the truth that you are profoundly loved, always supported, and continually guided by a source far greater than any fear or obstacle you may encounter. Carry this affirmation with you in the coming days and weeks, returning to it whenever you need reassurance. And as you do, may you feel the radiant glow of divine companionship lighting your path forward. Continue on your journey with confidence and peace, trusting that this gentle voice of love will never cease to guide you exactly where you need to be. May your mind remain open, your heart be full, and your spirit ever receptive to the kind whisper of the divine, present in every breath you take, in every beat of your heart, and in every precious moment of your life.